She thought World Cup 2026, Jadon Sancho front and centre in this England squad. Obviously nowhere near it. This is a player who still remains, what, the fourth most expensive signing Manchester United has ever made. He's going to be released on a free now.
Yeah, well, I mean, look,
How do you explain any of this?
He started at United in 2021, I think, and he just missed his penalty at the Euros, and he never recovered mentally and physically. He turned up at United, he wasn't quite in the shape they expected, and he just couldn't kick on from there. I think the pressure of being at United, the big fee, he never ever got over it. People at United have told me that he was really fragile after the Euros, and he just never kind of got into it. And obviously, he had his fallout without Ten Hag. He had a few other issues that he couldn't get over, and he's, you know, as a player, he's just completely flatlined and gone backwards, hasn't he?
Some of those boys actually were basically abused.
Yeah, pilloried
off the back of the Euros.
Yeah.
By just morons, you know, because anybody can miss penalties. And I suppose we don't know it affects individuals. You know, Bukayo Saka, for example, has, you know, brushed himself down, and he was a teenager at the time, and he's well, I think Jadon Sancho probably was. But he sort of got on with it and accelerated and built his career. But sometimes it does affect certain players more than others. Then maybe you make a move that's not the right move for you, i.e. Manchester United, and sometimes that can happen. But there's you know, so I'm... Look.
Well, when they signed him, right, I was told this as well, when they signed him to play on the left of a front three. And then they realised that was Marcus Rashford's favourite position, so he never actually played in the position they signed him for.
Right.
They put him on the right. So nothing really worked for Sancho at United.
But then Chelsea, Villa, nothing happened there.
No, but I think by that point, I think he'd had 2 or 3 years where he's just not really kicked on, and I think he's lost that momentum. What is he now, 25, 26?
Is this the Dele Alli scenario where it's gone down? I know he's had some mental health issues,
yeah,
but he struggled. But he at one point was this phenomenal goal-scoring midfielder, and then he sort of fell off that cliff a little bit, and it's very difficult
to get it back.
Yeah, very difficult.
The point to mention for me is the fact you've mentioned there, Mark, he's 25 years of age. If he was like 4 or 5 years further down the road, I'd be saying this is finished for him completely. And even though he's lost that spark, lost that magic now,
it's been 4 years, hasn't it? 4 or 5 years.
It's been 4 or 5 years, but he's literally in his mid-20s.
Yeah.
If he was older, I think I'd have more concerns for him. But it's not to say that he can't find some sort of spark going forward now. And it might not necessarily be one of those bright lights that say Old Trafford and places like that. But he seems to be a person where when he's enjoying his football, he plays his best football. And now as a free agent, he's probably going to have more free reign to be able to decide where that's going to be.
Could you see him going to somewhere like, for example, Newcastle have sold Anthony Gordon, goes there on a free transfer?
I think
it's an incentivised...
I think he wants to go back to Germany.
Yeah, I think he'll
right. I think it's a better league. I think we've seen a lot of English players that go over there and do well. And I think he enjoys that league more, he's familiar with it. The money might be an issue, but he's out of his contract now, so he's not going to get the same sort of money he got at United because he's a free agent. But I think the Premier League is just... I think it's too much for him.
You mentioned Marcus Rashford.
Yeah.
Back after his loan spell at Barcelona. Gordon's come in, mucked up any thought of hope, I imagine, of going there permanently. Yeah, well, what's going to happen to him?
Well, the situation there is that Barcelona have got until the 15th of June to tell United whether they want to keep him or not. And United, I've been told, still haven't been contacted by Barcelona to say what is going to happen. Now, it seems as though Barcelona are edging away from Rashford. It's a relatively inexpensive deal to do 30 million euros. And apparently the final decision will be left to Hansi Flick. But basically the deadline is next Monday. And if Barcelona don't want him, they'll be back at United for pre-season training. Now, the issue there is, one issue that people have told me at United is that they've got 3 targets this summer, 2 midfielders and a left-sided forward. Now, a left-sided forward is Marcus Rashford. We just spoke about him keeping Jadon Sancho out of the team. So if Michael Carrick is pragmatic enough to take him back, I think he probably is. But all the noise I've been getting from the Rashford end is that he doesn't want to go back. He's 29 in October.
Yeah.
He's had so many kind of ups and downs at United. He's gone to Barcelona, won La Liga. Doesn't want to go back to United, and you can understand that. So if he doesn't want to go back, it's going to be hard for United to rehabilitate him, especially when there's so much, I'd say, animosity from a lot of the fans. They just don't like Marcus Rashford anymore. So,
and he had an impact at Barca, yeah.
He did, yeah. So, you know, United would probably...
He's got some great goals.
They could be stronger with him back in the team, but I just think, you know, that there's so much going on.
I think he's a much more as an all-rounder. I think he's a more talented player for me than Anthony Gordon.
And he's got a manager now at United, if he goes back, that will probably understand him more than Ruben Amorim did or Ten Hag did. You know, Rashford doesn't react well to disciplinarian coaches. Michael Carrick has been there, done it. He knows what it takes to be a Man United player. He might just have the key to unlock the door.
See, I could see him doing well under Carrick.
Yeah, I can as well.
You know, a guy who's more just interested in the basics and, you know, not overcomplicating it, and basically just saying, right, we've got a structure to the team. You go out, all right, you have a duty when we don't have the ball to work hard and do the job, but go out and express yourself, which is kind of what Hansi Flick has allowed all these Barcelona players to do. And Rashford at times, he flourished. Oh yeah, Rafinha was injured and he came in, but he scored some great goals. Some very good goals. So I could see him going back and having an impact in that team, but if he doesn't want that,
maybe that could change.
Difficult.
You know, if Michael Carrick sits him down, and I don't know if Michael Carrick wants him back, but I think he's that kind of character that would not rule it out.
Right.
I think you'd see a player that is very talented, and if you want a left-sided forward, are you going to get a left-sided forward this summer that's better than Marcus Rashford? Possibly, but it could cost you 70, 80 million pounds.
Last word to you, Nathan.
I was going to say this is one of Carrick's probably biggest decisions because I think the ones that he's made so far in terms of changing the formation, putting Bruno Fernandes further up, bringing in Kobe Mainoo, these are things that have naturally fit and worked quite well for him. But now, if he's to bring in Rashford, he could think about what he can help offer to his team, but how does it affect the fan base? And I think my other point as well is from a Barcelona perspective, why would they not choose Rashford over an Anthony Gordon for the price that's being paid for Anthony Gordon? For me, if Rashford is literally going to be 50 million euros less,
Yeah, absolutely.
it seems like it's a no-brainer, especially somebody that's been in the building, understands the philosophy, understands, and you can see has worked well with that team. And I don't know what that reason is, but it just feels strange, doesn't sit right with me.
Just a reminder, a lot more on what's going on in the world of soccer over on our YouTube channel, of course, dominated at the moment by looking ahead to the World Cup. Now, beginning tomorrow, the US win by 1-0.
I'd say head loss in Portuguese.
Yes. Yeah. Head's gone. Red mist.
Yeah.
God.
that's what I was like at the weekend. I got a red card when I came in late from the golf. I got a late one, red Friday, red Saturday, red Sunday.
Reminiscent of 98. Meanwhile, Chris Turner will be joining us throughout the tournament, the impromptu rapper and comedian, taking to the streets to get the vibe from the fans ahead of the start of the World Cup. It is Game 4, of course, in the NBN playoffs tonight. He went to New York to talk to some of the fans. Soccer and basketball, very much the conversation.
I am here in Union Square. I've got some basketball fans. Why is the NBA Finals more exciting than the World Cup?
Because New York's in it. Biggest city in the world.
Basketball all the way. Basketball, baseball, those are real sports.
I was with you until you said baseball is a better sport. It's why it takes so long. Go. One more diss on soccer.
Speaking of long, I think soccer's way too long. I think it's boring too. Let's not talk about Arsenal, but my dad doesn't like it, and I think he's pretty boring.
Wow, okay, let's drop that beat. I'm about to roast soccer for these 3 basketball fans. Let's do it. Okay, let's do it. So many things there on offer, feeling the thrill, 0-0, the most common score in soccer. It's like snore, that's such a bore. Why watch a sport where it's always a draw? Of course, I'd be getting it, you're feeling so sad, you're like not adoring, that's boring like Dad. But don't get mad, you know it's never so pretty. Why? Because New York City's in the finals, beside yourself with glee. It's like, oh my gosh, yeah, Wemby, he's playing for the other team, but that's the charm. I am a Frenchman with long arms. Will he win? Will he do an alley-oop? He will probably just dunk upon the hoop. But let me say this, I've got the jaw in swinging out that. Yes, I know it's so boring, but ignoring, I'll take a face fall. Surely soccer is much better than baseball. 90 minutes, then the stoppage time. Baseball's like, come on guys, I've got better things to do than watch it get knocked out of the park, running around all of the bases. Yeah, it's such of a lark, but that's okay. You know, we're having so fun. I hope they beat the Spurs, and if you're from San Antonio, respect this. I live here, so I'll say no, Texas. New York City, that's the place to be. Blue, light blue, who are beside me. It says Knicks on the back. That's just a lie. New York will know we're right till we die. Well, there we go. That's a wrap. Hold up. I'm still much more excited for the World Cup.
That's amazing.
Great stuff there from Chris Turner. He'll be with us throughout the tournament. Any interest in the playoffs tonight?
I thought that was about 3 or 4 weeks ago.
Right, good, yes.
Didn't Hull win?
Naim?
If it goes 2-2, it's going to be very interesting.
Where's the Spygate in there?
Yeah, where's the spies?
It's all right.
Spurs or Knicks?
No, you've instructed me now.
All right, OK, good. Lovely. Naim's upset from day one. Yeah, it's good. Okay, well done, everyone. Extra time is coming up next, where these gentlemen will be answering some of your questions.